Hello, everybody, and welcome to Don't Be Shady. I am your host, Priscilla, and this episode is Dear Me, a letter to my past, present, and future self. As we all know, sometimes we go through things that are super hard. Let's just start there. They're hard. And sometimes it takes everything we have to get through those hard times. There is definitely nothing wrong with that, but I want to encourage you. I want to encourage you to write yourself a letter. It's going to help heal. It's going to bring self-awareness. And it's setting intentions. Like, what is it that we want? Like, why are we writing this letter? So I'm going to read mine. And I encourage you to write one as well. I wrote this letter to myself a while ago. And I remember when I first wrote it, I couldn't really get through it. I'm hoping in this episode that I'll be able to do that today. If not, it's okay. There'll be some pauses. I'll have to take a deep breath. But, all right. So let's go ahead and get started because this is going to be a powerful episode. Not only for myself, but for those of you that are listening or watching. Because healing is one heck of a journey. It's not always beautiful. It's not always pretty. It's ugly. It's messy. But on the other side is beauty. So that's why I keep doing this, because it's crazy that something triggered this, like a breakup triggered this, right? But then I started realizing there were so many other things and so many aspects of my life that I needed to improve on. I needed to heal so many wounds that I had kind of forgot about or shoved under a rug and acted like they weren't there. I'm the queen of that. I like to pretend like it never happened, or I like to not acknowledge it, or I'll detach from the situation so I don't have to deal with the emotions that come with it. It's not healthy. I've been doing it my whole life, and for the first time in a very long time, I'm really trying hard not to be that person, to detach. I want to feel the emotions. I want to go through the emotions, and then I want to get to the other side of the emotion when it arrives. So hopefully that makes sense. All right, so there's going to be a couple of letters. Letter to my past self, letter to my present self, and a letter to my future self. All right, here we go. Dear me, I see you. Past, present, and future. I see every version of you that brought us to this moment. And today, I want to speak to you with love, grace, and the understanding we both fought so hard to give ourselves. To the girl I used to be. I didn't think it'd be this hard. To the girl I used to be. I know how much you wanted to be loved. You even wanted it meant shrinking yourself to fit someone else's life. You wore your heart on your sleeve, even when it got bruised. You gave your all, even when you had nothing left for yourself. Let me tell you something. You didn't try. Let me tell you something. You didn't need to try so hard to be enough. You already were. I wish you could see how much beauty and power you carried, even in the moments you doubted yourself. Thank you for surviving things we didn't think we could handle, for getting back up when it felt easier to stay down, for dreaming of more, even when it felt out of reach. You built the foundation I stand on today, and I'm so proud of you. To the woman I am today, you were doing the work. You were healing in ways you never thought possible. You were choosing yourself for the first time in years, and it's not easy, but you're doing it anyway. You know, I know that you still have doubts. Some days you wonder if you're on the right path, or if you're even capable of getting to where you want to be. Let me remind you of this. You are stronger now than you have ever been. You've set boundaries that protect your heart. You've learned to say no to things that don't serve you. Give yourself credit for how far you've come. You don't have to have it all figured out right now. Just keep moving forward. To the woman that I will become, I hope you're smiling as you read this. I hope you've built the life we always dreamed of. One full of love, joy, and peace. I hope you're still chasing big dreams and taking risks. And most of all, I hope you haven't forgotten the lessons you've learned along the way. I hope you're surrounded by people who see you for who you truly are and love you deeply. I hope you remember that you don't have to be perfect to be worthy. Whatever challenges you're facing now, I know you'll overcome them like you always have. And no matter where life takes you, never forget this. You deserve every bit of happiness coming your way. With love, me. That was a small letter to myself that I wrote. There's a little bit more, and I'm going to reflect on the last year and a half. And it goes like this. 2024 was a year that broke your heart. You learned that not everyone has your best interest at heart. Not everyone is gonna catch you when you fall, for sure. My tires got slashed. My phone got smashed. My dress got cut up. My food was thrown all over the floor to be unthawed. Everything from the fridge to the freezer. Coconut oil thrown all over the floor. My house completely ransacked, trashed. things stolen from someone that I loved and trusted. Glass was broken. My entire home was destroyed. And it was destroyed because of a lie. There was no trust. There was no conversation. There was no communication. Windows got busted out. Shoes, clothes, ripped up, torn up. I was choked, dragged, called every name you could ever think of. I was lost. I was told that I wasn't worthy, I wasn't good enough, that I was the problem. I was made to believe that no one would love me, that I was lucky to be loved. 2024 broke me in ways, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically, that I could have ever. It broke me down in ways that I can't even describe, in ways I never experienced, in ways that I never thought I would experience. It made me believe that I just deserved the basics of love, the basics of worthiness. You know, I believe that 2 people got hurt here. No one's pain is worse than the others. But this is my pain that I'm describing. This is how 2024 affected me. These are some of the things that I went through in 2024. Now let's reverse that. Let's talk about what 2024 did for me on the other side. 2024 taught me that I'm stronger than I ever thought possible. I left a relationship, started brand new, got into a different relationship that felt beautiful in the beginning, amazing, everything I ever wanted. I was excited. Me and my daughter were gonna start over in our new place together. Things were just, they looked up. I realized that when you open doors, when you ask for things, doors open. I closed the door and then the door opened. 2024 taught me that I'm stronger than I ever thought I could be. On days when I didn't think I could make it through, I made it. 2024 started my healing journey. I cried, and I cried, and I cried, and I was angry, and I was angry, and I was angry. Angrier than I wanted to be. But I needed to feel those feelings. I started carnivore diet in 2024. I went from 217 to 150 in 2024. I finally fit into a size 8 in 2024. I was working out. I was healthy. I opened my eyes to a new way of thinking, to a new way of eating. I adapted. I was in the gym 3 days a week. During the weekdays, I was even working out on the one day out of the weekend, sometimes two if I made it, I guess. I worked retail for the first time in my life. Like, I talked to people. I learned a business and a product that I never even knew how to talk about. I learned a lot about myself. 2024 taught me a lot. Not only did I experience hurt, pain, but I also experienced strength, healing, love. It wasn't all bad. It's all a matter of perspective. Yes, there were some bad parts, absolutely. But man, it was also very beautiful too. I'm happy that I'm in a better place than I was. I'm in a much better place. I followed my heart and I'm doing things that I want to do, putting up boundaries, being verbal. But what I'm not talking about and what I'm not going to kind of deal with right now is a relationship. I really need to really love myself right now, 100%, and I'm okay. I'm going to be okay. Me and my daughter are going to be okay. This journey hasn't been easy. It's been hard, but it's been rewarding, and it's been everything that I didn't think it could be, but turned out to be what exactly it was supposed to be. So, with that being said, I want to thank you for joining me on this episode of Don't Be Shady. This was a conversation for myself, and I want you to write a letter to yourself. I want you to do two things. Write a letter to yourself about your reflection on 2024, about like what you went through, what you learned. Maybe start with all the bad, how it made you feel. And then I want you to turn around on the reverse and talk about all the positive things that it brought you, so that you can be grateful for what is, what was, and your growth, the healing, the journey that you're on. My journey is far from over, but I know that there's so many things, amazing things coming. But I also have a very clear vision of who I am and what I want. And as long as you have that, you're not lost. You're found. You have found your purpose. You have found what you're supposed to be doing, and just keep pushing forward. One day at a time, one step at a time. And sometimes in this crazy journey of healing, we have to crawl. It's almost like starting over. We have to crawl. Then we have to take one step, and then two steps. Because I don't really ever feel like the healing journey is ever going to be over. It just kind of, we just figure out other things that we need to heal, right? Absolutely. So I want to thank you all for joining me today. And like I always say, there's going to be tears here. There is going to be, this is a safe space to love yourself, cry it out, laugh, have fun, enjoy your life. Anytime you're going through something, remember, it's a small piece of your book. It's a small piece of the person that you're building for your future. Maybe you need to go through that to learn a lesson, and I don't know why, because it's crazy when you're in the thick of it, because you don't know what lesson you're supposed to learn at that time. But once you're on the other side, you're like, oh, I know why I went through that. That makes sense now. So keep pushing forward. Keep striving to be the best version of yourself that you can be, whether that's alone or with someone or with a tribe or colony, whatever you want to call it, because I know that the people that I surround myself with have definitely helped me on this crazy journey. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you so much for listening. If you have not yet subscribed, please do that. Subscribe so you can get all my episodes. You can be notified. And again, thank you so much for joining. Have a wonderful night.